The competition for the coveted Mythic Plus hero title has reached unprecedented levels in recent seasons. The increasing number of recorded runs on a daily basis has propelled the skill requirements to new heights, making it exceedingly difficult to secure a position among the top 0.1% of players. Effective coordination and teamwork are paramount when aiming to push the highest achievable keys. Even if you possess years of experience and unwavering confidence in your personal ability to interrupt abilities and minimize mistakes, without a solid understanding of how to coordinate kicks and stops as a team, success will remain elusive. Fortunately, this video serves as a valuable resource offering the necessary tools and insights into the strategies employed by esteemed teams like Echo and Method in prestigious tournaments such as the Great Push and the Mythic Dungeon Invitational. With the guidance provided by Skillcapped, they aim to demystify the complexities of competitive Mythic Plus play, breaking down barriers and empowering aspiring players to reach new heights. Stay tuned to enhance your knowledge and skills in the realm of Mythic Plus and embark on your journey towards greatness. In this video, we will comprehensively break down the major skills you need to focus on in order to thrive on your journey through Mythic Plus. There are 4 key steps that will propel you towards climbing the leaderboard and establishing yourself as a formidable Mythic Plus player. Let's take a closer look at each step. Step 1, necessary tools and add-ons. Step 2, handling single target interrupt rotations. Step 3, managing interrupts in larger pulls with AoE stops and kicks. And step 4, playing for your team. By diligently following these 4 steps and dedicating ample practice and effort, you can bridge the gap between your current level and achieving the coveted top 0.1% title in Mythic Plus. So buckle up, prepare for the journey ahead, and let's dive into the world of high-level Mythic Plus gameplay. Let's start by delving into the tools that can make this process easier. First and foremost, arguably the most crucial tool of all is an auto marker. Auto markers are weak auras that assign target markers to enemies requiring attention in each pack. As soon as combat begins, the weak aura designates a target marker for all the enemies deemed high risk by the developer, possessing abilities capable of causing harm to individual party members or even multiple members. The optimal approach, as commonly adopted by most teams, is to pre-assign each player a reliable kick and a consistent marker. When combined with Mythic Dungeon tools, your team gains the ability to pre-plan every pull in the dungeon. While external factors and human errors are bound to occur during the key, having these tools becomes essential for pushing world-first keys. Another vital tool that provides easy access to crucial information is OmniCD, the party cooldown tracker add-on. This highly flexible add-on allows you to track any spell of your choosing. It is strongly recommended that everyone in your group utilizes OmniCD, at the very least to track interrupts. This add-on enables you to monitor the cooldown status of interrupts, stuns, and other utility abilities for each group member. Recognizing that mistakes are inevitable, the beauty of pushing Mythic Plus lies in the thrill of adapting and making on-the-fly adjustments. Having access to this valuable information is essential for effective communication, adaptability, and overcoming unexpected challenges that may arise despite your pre-planning efforts using Mythic Dungeon tools and the auto marker weak aura. Now that we have all the necessary prerequisites downloaded and set up, let's discuss communication once the dungeon begins and the countdown is ticking down. Effective communication during the dungeon can be divided into 2 crucial aspects. Firstly, single target kicks. In certain situations, markers alone may not be sufficient. As mentioned earlier, some mobs will require multiple kicks that cannot be covered by a single player, regardless of how proficient their kick is, and teams need to come up with a solution for this problem. The approach employed by the top teams in the world is either having one designated player calling out who kicks next, or allowing each player to individually call out if they will take the next kick or interrupt. There may be instances when the player responsible for calling stops might become overwhelmed with their in-game responsibilities. In such cases, it becomes essential for every player to use OmniCD to track their teammates' cooldowns and be ready to step up and announce their ability to handle the next interrupt. This skill of being proactive and communicative is of utmost importance. As you can hear in this clip, the team does an excellent job of perfectly rotating through their kicks with communication, using OmniCD as their guide.
Good. Beaming next. This one. Okay, Robin clicks after silence. Yeah.
The next crucial step that can determine your performance and consequently your position on the leaderboard is effectively handling AoE stops. To meet the timer requirements at the highest key level, you need to execute large pulls, grouping packs together to AoE them down instead of tackling them one at a time. However, this approach comes with a challenge. There will be more mobs casting more spells than there are available single target kicks. This factor has significant implications for the composition of classes and even races within a Mythic Plus team. Having a class that deals high damage is undoubtedly valuable, but but it becomes less useful if it lacks the utility necessary to support your team's defensive survival. For example, a shaman's ancestral guidance or a priest's vampiric embrace providing a substantial burst of healing. Or to effectively control the pack's casting, such as Demon Hunter's Sigil of Silence and Misery, which can disrupt and interrupt multiple enemies simultaneously. Taking a look at this poll, you can really see the strength of ancestral guidance keeping the group healthy beyond the capabilities of their healer alone. With that in mind, it is vital to consider class utility and the ability to contribute to defensive survival, and interrupting key abilities when assembling a Mythic Plus team for high-level keys. We've already covered a tool that is incredible for handling this with OmniCD. OmniCD will allow you to track all of the abilities that work well for disrupting packs. The way a lot of top teams will handle these massive pulls is to have a separate, dedicated AoE stop caller. One of the most significant improvements a player can make, aside from mastering their rotation, is recognizing that many of their abilities likely have a niche use. The abilities that are used less frequently may turn out to be crucial in surviving particularly challenging pulls. It's important to understand that exploring and utilizing the full potential of each ability in different situations can be the difference maker in overcoming tough encounters. Therefore, investing time and effort into understanding the nuances and potential of all your abilities can greatly enhance your performance and contribute to the overall success of your team. Now, let's examine a clip showcasing these concepts in action. In this plus 24 underrot run, the group consists of some of the best Mythic Plus players around. They are engaged in chain pulling within the underrot dungeon. Pay close attention to how Stove, the Shadow Priest, handles calling out the AoE stops.
In the storm here.
Stunning.
In blinding light next, Maggot.
In these dangerous scenarios, the team is compelled to utilize their full range of utility in order to control the packs, even if it means sacrificing some of their damage output. The clip begins with Stove calling for a stun to interrupt the cast of Rotten Bile from the Fetid Maggot. Normally, this ability would only inflict frontal damage towards the tank. However, with multiple Feral Bloodstormers casting Sonic Screech in sync with the Rotten Bile cast, the team is able to prevent all casts, minimizing the tank's damage intake and eliminating the risk of a frontal one-shot on one of the DPS players who doesn't have a defensive cooldown active. Following that, Stove calls for a Blinding Light, another crowd control ability available to paladins, and Andy the tank requests Thanor's use of Blessing of Sacrifice to mitigate the damage he receives during a large and challenging pull. This also frees up Thanor to pump in some damage or focus on alternative targets that need priority healing. Finally, the pull is concluded with Wildy, a balanced druid, employing Incapacitating Roar. As a druid, using this ability requires spending 2 full global cooldowns outside of their damaging abilities. One to switch into bear form and cast the ability, and another to switch back into moonkin form to resume their DPS rotation. In a scenario that is essentially a race against the clock to deal sufficient damage, it may initially seem counterintuitive to halt damage in this manner. However, the Fetid Maggot poses a significant threat to the success of the run, and exercising control in this situation allows the team to chain in more enemies and sustain their damage output. It's an exceptional display of skill by an exceptional team. Finally, it goes without saying that mistakes are inevitable during intense Mythic Plus runs, and abilities with the potential to be lethal will undoubtedly be triggered. In such instances, having OmniCD and noticing that no kick is available can serve as a signal to call for significant healing cooldowns or externals like pain suppression or blessing of sacrifice. Additionally, when mistakes occur and abilities go off, employing intelligent defensive plays becomes crucial. Understanding when and how to use personal defensive abilities can help you survive even by the narrowest margin, thereby ensuring the continuation of the pull. Access to comprehensive information also enables adaptation to procs and other situational factors. For example, if you have a paladin tank who frequently receives extra kicks through Avenger's shield procs, you can utilize those procs to save a DPS player's kick, giving your group the opportunity to interrupt abilities you normally wouldn't prioritize, reducing overall damage output. This in turn enables the healer to contribute more DPS and ultimately shortens the total time spent in combat. By prioritizing teamwork, making strategic decisions based on available information, and effectively utilizing defensive abilities and resources, you can elevate your gameplay and be well prepared to overcome the challenges posed by the highest Mythic Plus keys. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Give yourself a pat on the back because you've just learned the essential steps to becoming a top tier team player in Mythic Plus dungeons. By following these 4 major steps and honing your skills, you'll be well on your way to reaching the coveted Mythic Plus 0.1% title. Effective communication is the foundation of success in Mythic Plus. Assigning and listening to shot callers ensures a coordinated approach and maximizes efficiency. Play for your team, prioritize group success over individual achievements or damage, and utilize defensive abilities and utility spells to support your teammates. So go ahead and put these tips into practice. Communicate effectively, trust your shot callers, and embrace the selfless playstyle that leads to triumph. With dedication, practice, and teamwork, you'll conquer the Mythic Plus ladder and establish yourself among the elite. Thank you for joining us on this journey to become a top Mythic Plus player. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more valuable content on mastering Mythic Plus with skill caps. See you soon!